This is VOA News, reporting by remote. I'm David Byrd. The Biden administration has halted all U.S.-bound flights of Afghan evacuees from two main bases overseas because of health safety concerns, a move that U.S. officials warn will have a severe impact on the evacuation operation. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says the flights from Germany and Qatar were paused because some of the evacuees were diagnosed with measles.
Operation Allies welcome flights into the United States have been temporarily paused at the request of the CDC and out of an abundance of caution because of 4 diagnosed cases of measles among Afghans who recently arrived in the United States.
The Associated Press has seen a government document warning the delay would severely impact operations at Germany's Ramstein Air Base, where 10,000 evacuees are waiting. Meanwhile, the administration says 32 more Americans and green card holders left Afghanistan Friday, either by air or over land. The UN Refugee Agency chief says the UNHCR will engage with the Taliban in order to provide assistance to millions of displaced Afghans. UN High Commissioner for Refugees Filippo Grandi said his agency has so far not observed large numbers of Afghans trying to cross into other countries, but he warned that the situation could change if conditions in the country deteriorate. Grandi said the first priority for his organization is to step up, scale up our humanitarian work to help those displaced because winter is coming. He said it's very cold in Afghanistan during the winter. On Wall Street, the Dow lost 0.78%, the S&P fell by 0.77%, the Nasdaq dropped by 0.87%. Visit voanews.com for more. This is VOA News. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres presented his Common Agenda report on Friday to the General Assembly, saying the world is under enormous stress. Guterres cited the ongoing pandemic and the lack of a more broad vaccination policy as an example of the failings of current systems to deal with the coronavirus.
The pandemic has demonstrated our collective failure to come together and make joint decisions for the common good, even in the face of an immediate life-threatening global emergency.
On economic quality, Guterres called for new metrics to incorporate broader equality along with social and environmental issues rather than the pursuit of profit. The report looks ahead to the next 25 years and represents the Secretary General's vision on the future of global cooperation and a stronger focus on youth and future generations. A new government has been announced in Lebanon more than a year after the previous administration quit, with Najib Mikati becoming prime minister, a position he has held twice before. AP's Charles de Ledesma reports.
Najib Mikati pledges to do everything in his power to halt the country's dramatic economic collapse, urging fractious politicians to work together. Holding back tears, Mikati, one of the richest men in the country, spoke of Lebanese mothers who can't feed their children and students whose parents can no longer afford to send them to school. The political agreement breaks a 12-month deadlock that's seen the country slide deeper into financial chaos and poverty. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
U.S. President Joe Biden paid tribute to the lives lost during the 9/11 attacks on Friday. Just before the president visits 3 sites marking the 20th anniversary of the nation's worst terrorist attack, Biden delivered an impassioned appeal for the nation to set aside its differences and reclaim the spirit of cooperation that sprung up in the days following 9/11.
That's the central lesson of September 11th. It's that at our most vulnerable, in the push and pull of all that makes us human, in the battle for the soul of America, unity is our greatest strength.
The president will commemorate the solemn anniversary Saturday by paying his respects at the trio of sites where the hijacked plane struck, first in New York City, then Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and finally at the Pentagon in Washington. You can find more on our website, voanews.com. Reporting by remote, I'm David Byrd, VOA News.